Hi friends, it's Claudia. Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell from the title of this video, I will be talking to you about my January favorites as well as all the books I've bought recently. Timestamps are linked below as well as on the play bar, so you can feel free to just click around to find what you want to watch. I'll be starting off with my January favorites. Timestamp for the book haul if you just want to see that. I know this is a very different video to what I normally post, but I hope that in watching this, you'll get to know me more and we'll connect on an even better level. Let's begin. So I'm going to be starting off with products, timestamps for the rest of the items here. So I think books, TV shows, and then movies. Okay. Now, first product I've got is Glossier's Cloud Paint, specifically in the shade Beam. Glossier's Cloud Paint is a super lightweight gel cream-like blush that you can apply on your cheeks, eyelids, and lips. I have the shades Beam, Haze, and Storm. I initially thought that Storm would be my favorite because it's such a pretty color, but Beam has been my go-to blush ever since I first tried it on. I'm someone who doesn't wear makeup unless I have to, and even when I do need to, I don't wear a lot. So I was actually pretty hesitant on trying out Beam because, as you can tell, it's such a bright and coral color. But what's awesome about Cloud Paint is that the process is buildable. Beam just gives me that flush without looking like I smacked on 2 stop signs on my cheeks. So yeah, I highly recommend this product. Next up, a scrunchie and a crop sweatshirt from Aritzia. I got these 2 items for Christmas from my boyfriend's mom. Love them very much. I can't stop wearing them, seriously. I actually never jumped on the scrunchie trend because I just didn't want to spend money on buying more hair ties when I have a plethora to use. But ever since I got this, I can't stop using it. It's just, I don't know. I just love it so much. And I also love the crop sweatshirt because it's so soft and it's cozy, and I like the cropped look. And this color is really pretty. It's like a muted soft brown. I don't know what this color is. What do you think? Let me know. Actually, these 2 items came with a matching face mask, so all I need now is some sweatpants to tie the whole outfit together. The last products I have are my Sky Blue iPad Air 4 as well as the 2nd generation Apple Pencil. Got these 2 items as a Christmas gift for myself last year, and yeah, I just love it. This is 256 gigabytes of storage. I got the cover from Amazon. I got the screen protector as well as from Amazon. Yeah, look how pretty this is. Isn't it pretty? That's Shizuku and Seiji Amasawa from Whisper of the Heart, one of my favorite Ghibli films of all time. There you go. And now we are on to books. First up, I have 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. This, oh my goodness, look how thick this is. I read this in 4 days. I spent 2 full days just sitting in my bed, just devouring it. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. If you know me personally, you'll know that I love Murakami's work, and 1Q84 is no exception. This book is about how a woman named Aomame, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I should have Googled this before I started recording, but please bear with me. She begins to notice strange changes occurring in the world. She's quickly caught up in a plot that involves a religious cult, as well as her childhood love tango, as she embarks on this journey to discover what's really real in this world. Next up, I have the Poppy Ward Trilogy by R.F. Kuang. This astonishingly powerful series is about a poor village girl named Rin, who by unsurmountable odds aces a nationwide test and gets into this prestigious military academy called Sinagard. And from there she begins her training until a war breaks out. These grimdark military fantasy novels are heavily inspired by China's bloody events in the 20th century, most prominently Nanjing's massacre. There's also shamanism, gods, drugs, fights, wars, political intrigue, twists and turns. Yeah. What more can you ask for? Next up, TV shows. First on my list is Orange. So Orange is a 2016 romantic drama anime based off of the shoujo manga called Orange, and it's about a high school girl named Naho who on the first day of her sophomore year receives letters from herself, 10 years in the future, telling her to keep a close eye on the new boy in school, Kakeru Naruse. And from there, we watch her fall for him whilst heeding the warnings in those letters. I really enjoyed this show. I think Orange does a great job in showing the complexities of guilt, depression, regret, grief, teenage insecurity, and friendship dynamics. It's a slow-paced, pretty grounded high school drama that reveals its themes through episodes of daily life at school. And even though there's like the sci-fi element of receiving letters from your future self, at its core, Orange is a bittersweet coming-of-age tale. I give this show a 7.5 out of 10. Next up is Kaguya-sama Love is War. So let me preface this by saying that I personally always watch really dark, gritty, emotionally churning, heartbreaking, gory, chilling to the bone, dark anime that makes you question your life's existence and all the values that you have in life. But with the state the world is in right now, I have been on a massive romantic dramedy anime binge. And since Kaguya-sama Love is War is really popular, I had really high expectations for this show. And let me just say, it exceeded those expectations. This show was everything that I was looking for in a romantic comedy. For those who don't know, Kaguya-sama Love is War is about a high school student council president named Miyuki Shirogane and vice president Kaguya Shinomiya, who, although like each other very much, their ego and pride are way too big for them to confess their love, which results in the many schemes to make the other person confess first. Not many shows make me laugh aloud. In fact, it takes a lot for me to find things funny. But this show got me laughing. The opening and ending songs are complete bops. The OST is brilliant. The narration and voice acting are just god tier. The chemistry between cast members just jump out of the screen. I think Kaguya-sama Love is War does a great job in taking all these romantic comedy tropes and just making it refreshing. Overall, it's a heartfelt, cheesy, funny, surreal romantic comedy that really does capture the magic in liking someone and hoping that they like you back. I give this show an 8.5 out of 10. Lastly, for my January TV show favorites, I have Tsukika Kirei. This one blew me away. So Tsukika Kirei is a 2017 romantic coming-of-age TV show that's about the lives of two junior high school students named Akane and Kotaro who fall in love for the first time and struggle to maintain their relationship. This show does the perfect job in crafting realistic, genuine dialogue between two middle schoolers who experience having someone like them back for the first time. Most school-based anime fall into the redundant gags, tropes, and melodrama that comes with the setting, but this show flourishes in its simplicity and its portrayal in relationships between various characters. And also the soundtrack is gorgeous and the animation is brilliant. And yeah, I mean, if you want to watch a soft, grounded anime about first-time love, you gotta check this one out. I give this show an 8 out of 10. And now movies. Okay, so the first movie I have for you is called Millennium Actress, and it's directed by Satoshi Kon. If you haven't seen any of Satoshi Kon's movies, you are missing out on some gems of Japanese cinema. So Millennium Actress is a movie about two documentary filmmakers who interview a retired acting legend about the story of her life and career. And from there, the difference between reality and cinema become blurred, blending in this surreal story within a story way. I love this film. It's not my top Satoshi Kon movie, but it's a heartfelt film that makes you root and yearn for the characters until the very end. Satoshi Kon's masterful way of telling a story will make you stay on the edge of your seat, as his movies always twist and turn in ways that challenge you as a viewer. Just go watch it. It's heartfelt and rich. I give this movie a 9 out of 10. And to wrap up my favorites, I have Chungking Express, directed by Wong Kar-wai. I've already seen this movie before, but I just had to mention it for those who've never heard of the film. This crime thriller romantic comedy movie consists of two interconnecting stories about two lovesick Hong Kong policemen reflecting on their relationships. It's about love, loss, memories, and yearning. Chungking Express challenges the norms of storytelling and filmmaking, and that's why I love Wong Kar-wai. He's definitely one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. And yeah, check it out. I give this movie an 8 out of 10. This book haul will be categorized by genres, so here are the genres. Take your pick or watch them all, up to you. So starting with fiction. First up, I have Spring Snow by one of Japan's most important authors, especially in the 20th century, Yukio Mishima. Spring Snow is the first book out of Mishima's tetralogy called The Sea of Fertility. This novel is set in 1912 Tokyo, and its themes center on the conflicts happening in Japanese society caused by westernization. I got this because I love Japanese literature, and I've been meaning to delve into Mishima's work for the longest time. And yeah, I'm really happy I have a book of his now. Can't wait to read this. The next book I have for you is Lust Caution by Eileen Chang. This novella is set in Shanghai and Hong Kong during World War II, where a young woman who's part of the Chinese resistance has to get close with a Japanese collaborating politician in order to kill him. I've already read this. I love it. It's short and straight to the point. I've seen Ang Lee's film adaptation of this novella, and it is beautiful. The third book I have on this list is Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse. This 1922 novel is about a man named Siddhartha who embarks on a spiritual journey of self-discovery. One of the things I studied in university is Buddhism, so I'm intrigued to see how this novel unfolds with what I've learned about Siddhartha Gautama and his journey to enlightenment. Last but not least, in fiction, I have The Setting Sun by Osamu Dazai. This story is about a family who's struggling during post-World War II Japan. I love Dazai's work. I remember reading No Longer Human for the first time and how it just shook me to the core. No Longer Human is a beautiful and heartbreaking story. After reading the book, I remember feeling just pain and yearning and incompleteness, and yet catharsis for feeling like someone understood me. And I've really only felt that feeling with a handful of works by authors like Murakami, Tolstoy, Kafka, Sartre, and J.D. Salinger. But anyway, that's enough existentialism. Let's move on to sci-fi fantasy. First up for sci-fi fantasy, I have Jade War by Fonda Lee. This is the second book in Fonda Lee's Greenbone Saga trilogy. It's a Godfather family crime drama meets martial arts meets magic. That is the Jade fantasy series. When I read the first book, Jade City, it dawned on me that this was exactly what I was looking for, and I had no idea that I was searching for such a thing. The world building, character dynamics, and martial arts descriptions are all so good, and yeah, I can't wait to dive into the sequel. Last up, The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. This story takes place in a Chinese-influenced fantasy land called Dara, and it's about two men who rebel against the emperor's brutal regime. Their unlikely friendship will drastically change the balance of power on this land. But at what price? I'm excited to read this book because I've heard a lot of great things about it being this Chinese-influenced fantasy that has like a dash of steampunk. I'm really hyped to experience all the intrigue, twists, and turns this book has to offer. And now, the final category. Philosophical. First one I have is The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. I've read snippets of this one, but I'd like to read it all the way through. The Prince is a 16th century political treatise written by the Italian diplomat as well as political theorist Niccolo Machiavelli. It's generally about how one can achieve glory and survival as well as maintain power through certain justifiable means and tactics, including the immoral ones. And lastly, to end this book haul, I have Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche. This one is also one I've read quite a bit of, but I want to just sit down and read it all the way through. Thus Spoke Zarathustra is a philosophical novel by one of the great German philosophers whose work I admire, Nietzsche. Its themes center on the will to power, eternal recurrence, nihilism, and the modern decline of religious belief. These are all themes I'm very interested in, and I've always enjoyed Nietzsche's work, so I'm excited just to dive right into this one. And that is it. That's all. That was a lot of talking. My gosh, I need a drink of water. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like chatty content because I am always happy to sit down and just talk about things I like and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the love and support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you.